So hi everyone, we're back here today to make your Spider-Man Homecoming web shooters. Now I'm using Peltex. You can use EVA foam or cardboard. Peltex can be found in a Hobby Lobby in the US. But what you can do is use cardboard or EVA foam and find out where it wraps around your wrist. So you want to measure out what the length is to wrap around your wrist. Always have a reference picture in front of you so that you know what you're designing, and just start to design a wristband. And this can be as thick as you want, as thin as you want, any design you want. His kind of has those kind of curves at the top of his wrist, but just start to make your wristband and how thick you want it, and then that's you guys. Just start to keep designing your Spider-Man Homecoming web shooters. So what you want to do is just start to draw your spider body. Now this is going to be the body of your web shooter. This can be any shape or design you want. His kind of has this long elongated rectangle shape for a body, and then two wrist pieces coming out at the side to wrap around your wrist. Now again, this can be skinny, thicker, any kind of design you want. Again, I have reference pictures you can see on Google. Sorry I said reference, that weird. You can see now I just soften up the edges, make sure I have all my straight lines and all my curves where I want them to be. This is a very unique shape, so if you are going to do the homecoming accurate design, you'll really want to look at some reference pictures, some design pictures. But you can see now I just cut out your spider body, and this is going to be for your web shooter like so. You can see now the other piece that you cut is going to go underneath that, and someone is ringing me right now, guys. You'll see me draw out the rest of the pieces, and you can design this whatever way you want. Thank you. So this part is actually for where the web actually comes out of, or where your canister is going to be held. So where your web cartridge is actually going to be held, this is going to be the housing body. So you'll just draw one thin rectangle shape like so, and you'll want to repeat this twice. So you can see now I put an angle on each end. That is sort of to give it a kind of design. I'm going to be covering up that side, so just cut out your thin rectangular line like so. And this is going to be the housing for your spider cartridges. You can see now it just makes one side like that. Make sure it fits onto your spider body, and again, as I say, do the same with the other side. So this is going to be the two sides of your housing, your cartridges. Okay guys, now this can be any design you want. It can be circular, square, any kind of design you want. Okay, remember that you can design this whatever way you like. It's your design. I'm just doing the accurate homecoming design. You can do whatever spider design you want. Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, Venom, any kind of web shooter. So you can see now I have two thin rectangular shapes. Make sure they are both the same size. It'll be detrimental to your design for them both to be the same size. Sorry guys, it's really early in the morning here. As you can see now I just size both of those pieces up like that, and there's four of them like so. So you'll just see me now designing these guys, and you can see everything right now. So for my web cartridges guys, I make sure that the opening for my housing mechanism is wide enough. These are miniature aftershave spray bottles. Those are like samplers that you get in magazines or shops for fragrances. These are kind of miniature aftershaves, but I'm going to use these as my web cartridges. You can have the natural square ones. I'm using kind of cylinder circle ones because these kind of look like web fluid cartridges, and I always like the circle tube design out of the old cartoons. Okay, so you can see now I just start to design the top layer of the housing mechanism. So this is going to be the roof of the housing mechanism for the cartridges. Just draw a thin rectangular shape thick enough, maybe 2 centimeters or thinner, and this is going to go on top of the housing mechanism. So you can see now I placed the two sides parallel to each other, and then place the roof on top of it. So this is going to be the roof of the housing cartridge mechanism, and this is where your cartridges is going to slide into on your web shooter. Okay guys, so you can see now me just designing all the pieces like so and cutting them and shaping them. This is what you'll want to do piece by piece, size up your pieces and make sure they all fit together. It will help you in the long run and in the end design. Okay, so just start to piece everything together, and this is where my cartridges are going to sit on my web shooter. So colouring and texturing your pieces, you can either wrap them or spray paint them in fabric. I like to wrap mine with a hot glue gun and some fabric. So right here I'm using some black lycra fabric to wrap around my pieces. I do this using a hot glue gun, and the process you see right now. I do this for every single armor piece that I ever do in most of my cosplays. Again, you can use coloured tape, you can use cardboard or EVA foam. If you use coloured EVA foam, you will already have your colour and texture. You can see now this is the kind of nice shiny black, and I will always say you can use cardboard or EVA foam for any of these designs, guys. Okay, thanks for watching. So when you're done colouring and texturing all your armor pieces, this is the portion where you glue them all together. Now I've already glued the first piece on my wrist piece, and I have glued the housing body for the web cartridges. So you can see now I have wrapped both sides on the top in black fabric, and then glued the top inside to both sides. Now this is just going to house my cartridges like so, and my cartridges will just fit into this nice little slat. Now you can make this slat any kind of shape or design you want. It does not have to be my rectangular design. It's just what the homecoming design had on it. So when you glue on your cartridge body or housing mechanism to your web shooter, this is what it'll look like, and your cartridge will just slide in like so. Okay, so wrap it around your wrist, slide in your cartridge, and this is how it will sit. So this is the housing mechanism, and this is for the web shooter mechanism. So for the actual web shooter mechanism, you can use the top of a pen, you can use the top of an old pen lid, anything that kind of has that cylinder kind of design. This has a metal tone to it, which is perfect. The top of a pen lid. Okay guys, they are very, very good. So you'll just glue that to the top like so for where your web shooter is going to come out. And again, the housing body mechanism is so good. I love how it turned out. But you can make this any design you want. And once you do that, you'll just want to design your trigger mechanism. So this is going to be where you push your fingers and the pressure points will activate the web shooter. So you can see I just have the circle, I draw that on. This trigger mechanism can be any design you want. Okay, you can have any kind of shape you want. I went more natural and accurate with the homecoming design, with the kind of two curvy lines going down into a thinner point. So you'll just see now me cutting this piece out, and then I'll glue it to my web shooter. So thanks guys for watching, and here is the rest of the video. So these are all the pieces that you'll need, guys. Exactly, cut doubles of all your pieces for your other web shooter. Okay, so every single piece that you have already cut, before you wrap it in your fabric or whatever, or glue it down, please cut doubles. You can see now those other pieces that I am laying on now, those are design feature pieces. You can add on some other features to the web shooter to maybe make it stand out, to give it more effect. You'll see now when my finished web shooter is done, the kind of designs that I added to it. I put some magnetic tape onto it, I added some metal bolts to it, Kinda just did it up my own real design after the base design was done. As you can see now, this can be done with cardboard, EVA foam, any kind of technique that you want. Just please follow the instructions. And yeah, this is the old web shooter that I designed for Civil War, and here is the new homecoming web shooter. I love how this turned out, guys. Okay, they can have any tone you want. You see the design features that I said about, I added on. The cartridge just comes in and out. You can have the squared or rectangular cartridge, whatever design that you choose. So it just wraps around my wrist and the cartridge fits in. Again, I say add other design features that you like. I added a kind of wristband onto the trigger mechanism to help it hold around my hand better, and some velcro to wrap around. Now velcro can be found on old shoes, old clothing, or old bags. Okay, and I will be just fixing up the white part that shows with the velcro. Okay, so you just design any web shooter you want. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Please subscribe and comment. And for me, everyone here at Ireland, love you guys.